Hello everyone and welcome to another training video. So in today's video we are going to be taking a look at sling loading, HESLO operations in helicopters. In X-Plane we have a very good, even excellent plugin called AlpineHSoist, and the most interesting thing about it, it's completely free. There are no demo version and then you have to buy the plugin to get the full version. No, it's 100% free and it's a very nice plugin. So the name is AlpineHSoist. I will put the description in the description, the name of the plugin, but as usual I don't provide links. You just go to X-Plane forum and you search for AlpineHSoist and you will get it. You download it, you read the instructions, you install it, and I will just explain how to use AlpineHSoist and then a few tips and tricks on how you can fly your helicopter in such a way that you make the sling load operations better. Now, before even going further into the video, I wanted to point out something. On YouTube you will find many videos of sling load operations being done with helicopters, and there is one such real-life helicopter pilot who does his job is sling load operations in helicopters. He is also on X-Plane, and despite all his real-life experience, not only flying helicopters but also doing those sling load operations, that's his job. He does that for hours every day, but he struggles in X-Plane. Just to tell you that it's a completely different thing to do something in real life and to do something in a desktop simulator. That's because in a simulator you don't get the same feedback, you don't feel what the helicopter is doing, and especially you have to look down you know, where the hook is, where the load is. You don't get to do those things. People who have VR, maybe they have a better time, but even I with track IR, I can kind of look down, but then I don't feel what the helicopter is doing. Whether it's drifting to the right, to the left, forward, backward, gaining altitude, losing altitude, I don't feel all those things. That's why real life helicopter pilots doing HESLO in real life are struggling in desktop simulators. Now just imagine sim pilots that don't fly in real life, they are going to be struggling a lot more. So just keep that in mind. However, there are ways to make things a little bit easier in desktop simulators, and that's what I'm gonna be explaining in this training video. But first, let's have a look at the plugin itself. You've downloaded and installed the plugin, so let's have a look. Plugins, AlpineHSoist, and let's go to the preferences first. So here I leave this at 5 meters and 3 seconds. Even if you watch videos, and you will see that these guys are hooking and unhooking the load much faster than that, but I will keep it at 5 meters and 3 seconds. And then you have horizontal guidance, that is the helper. I will show you how to place the helpers. They will tell you if you are to the left and by how many meters, to the right, and I don't like that. But if you want it, you can kind of select it, but I find it to be distracting more than helpful, so I won't be getting any cues, and I don't need them, and I will show you how I do it. So I untick this, and I think yeah, for the fuel there's a very interesting feature. You can get refueled, like here I chose 1 minute 60 seconds max refuel time, and you don't have to be doing any hoisting, sling loading stuff. You can use this anywhere, anytime, and I will show you how to do this. So that's the preference. And since we were talking about that refueling thing, let me show you how it works, and at the same time I will show you how to place sceneries. So here we go to scenery configuration edit. Okay, so you just shift to here. You see that I'm just in free cam view. Okay, you see that cursor here. Okay, so let's place like a refueling barrel. Okay, I want to place a refueling barrel. So I click on the refueling barrel and place new object. It will place it where that green cursor is. Place new objects. Loading. There it is. I have my refueling barrels. Now, in case you don't have some of those objects here, when you downloaded AlpineHSoist, it will tell you where you can get those additional objects. And one of them, the llama stuff, so you need to own the llama from CanSim, the llama helicopter from CanSim. But anyway, there will always be an option for that. So now, if I want to edit its position or whatever, my cursor is still on here. I will select aim object. Okay, now I can change the heading, change the position, and move selected to aimed position. Like here, for example, just put it here, move selected to aimed positions, stuff like that, you know. So let's put it back. Oh, we'll leave it outside. We'll leave it outside. Okay, and now let's kind of test this first, and then we will add additional scenery. Okay, so as long as you are within 100 meters of the refueling interaction object, like here I've placed those fuels, you can come here, AlpineHSoist, refuel, and you can also defuel, but I don't know why you want to defuel your helicopter, so defuel. Okay, so for the moment I have 80 kilograms of fuel for a max of 270, and the refueling barrel is full, so I can refuel from, okay, and it will only allow me to fill up to the maximum fuel my helicopter can carry. So refuel from the refueling barrel, and now if you have a look, okay, that's how much fuel I can add to get to a total of 277 kilograms. So don't hesitate to drag this all the way to the right, but here, just for purpose of this video, let's add an additional 100, and when I press OK, it's going to refuel my helicopter. And once again, you can use this anywhere, you know, at airports, hangar, as long as you have one of those refueling barrels, and you don't have to place it like exactly where you are to land. I could have placed it behind, you know, that shed, and put something else, you know, like a tank, an object that does not do anything but looks better in the scenery. You understand what I mean? As long as you land within 100 meters of that object. And here I've done refueling, so that's it. And once again, I repeat, you can use this feature anywhere, not necessarily when doing hosting or Sling loading activities. Now let's place some objects that we will be doing the operation with. Same thing, free mode here, and let's place maybe here, so plug in AlpineHSoist. There you go. I'm gonna move back a little bit here. I'm gonna place a bag. Once again, a big bag or whatever it is that you want to place. It doesn't matter. Let's look for something. Yeah, big bag at farms. You know, it's 200 kilograms. I have to pay attention to that. So maybe here, select the big bag and place new object. Okay, now I want a helper to be attaching it, so I will place a helper. There you go, helper. There are different things. You can read the manual then and figure out how to do things. So it's just the helper. Place new object, and in case I want to orient her, him or her, it's a her apparently, same thing. Select aim object and then stuff like that. Okay, this is to help me hook this load to the sling. Now let's, unfortunately, you will have to kind of here, if I want to place the receiving helper, let's go to, so that we don't have to fly along, you know, it's just for demonstration purposes. So this form here, maybe we put it here. Okay, so we will place another helper here. Place new object. There you go. So we will be delivering the big bag from our main farm we were at to this other farm here. Okay, and now of course you've created a scenery. It's not going to be permanent. It's not like the sceneries that you put in your custom scenery folder and they are there as long as they have been defined in the scenery pack file. Here, if you want to keep your sceneries, you have to save them. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and save. So here I have already one I was testing, so I can write test or whatever, and I will save the scenery. There is. So now anytime I need that scenery, I'll just click. You can create as many sceneries as you want, you can append them, etc. So here we are on the test scenery we have created. Okay, now we have our scenery. We need to get our helicopter ready for the sling load operation. So let's see how to do this. Now I'm going to show you from an external view so that you understand what's happening. So I like to already select the object first, the slung load object. Okay, here it's the AlpineHSoist empty object. Let me show you how to do it. So I will remove it, and now I'll show you how to select it. So select new, and then you go to your main explain directory, AlpineHSoist, and then you have the AlpineHSoist empty object file. You select it and you click on open. Okay, and then done, and apply changes. Now you can go ahead, plug in AlpineHSoist helicopter configuration edit. So here at the beginning I will recommend using a shorter sling length. It will make it easier, but eventually you want to progress to the longer slings, mainly because for example, if you are doing forestry work, you know, trees are tall, so you have 5-meter sling. It means that the helicopter will have to lower its altitude until, you know, the load is reachable by the helper. But the trees are tall, so you don't want that short of a sling. You want a longer one, so that the helicopter does not have to get that close to the ground. But to start with, you can use the 5 or 8 meters, and I will use the 15-meter one here, attach. And then you want to, because I will using a civil hook, you want to attach a ballast. So here I will click on ballast and click attach. Okay, and as you can see here, if you had that cube, white and red cube, it means that you have not allocated the slung object as we just did. So don't panic, you can continue, and then I will attach my hook. Where is it? Shrivel hook, or however it's pronounced. English is not my first language, and attach. Okay, So here I have my sling, okay, I have my ballast, and I have my hook. Okay, there you go. And in case you want to remove something, you just click on it, like here. You click on it and it will remove it. And you click and attach, then you have my sling. Now, because I'm not taking off yet, that's why you have it right under the helicopter, but otherwise it's a 15-meter sling. There you go. And once again, if in case you did all this and you had that cube, red and white cube, you simply come here, okay, customize, weight and balance, the slung load object. You select the AlpineHSoist empty object like I've just showed you. Okay, now let's get started up and we will deliver that load to the other form. I skipped ahead and already started the helicopter so that this video does not become unnecessarily long. But here the most important thing is when I'm over the pad here, right over the pad, I won't see it in front. Of course I won't see it in front because it's right under me. And let's take off into a hover. And that's actually how I'm... let me explain another thing since I'm already on the ground. Here I have that radio altimeter. So I have a 15-meter sling, which is roughly 50 feet, 49 something. So the 50 mark is here. Okay, so that's also something I'm gonna use. And also the visual reference I'm going to get outside. So it's a mix of all those things. So let's get up in the air first. So not that high. Just to explain to you something. Now if I fly back a little bit, now I can't see, but now I'm seeing the dolly. I'm seeing the dolly because it's no longer under me. So if I'm seeing the dolly, I can't lower from here because I will miss the dolly completely. So I have to kind of guess where it is. Okay, guess based on the scenery ahead of me, and then okay, now okay, I'm over the dolly, and that's what we're going to be using as reference, okay, to get to the helper with the load and with the helper to unload. So also you can use a replay feature to have an idea how you have to be. Like here, for example, that's my side picture for 50 feet. That is 15 meters, and I can cross-check. Yep. So I'll fly slightly higher, of course, because you don't want the hook to be touching the ground. And then let's get back to the helper with the load. And we're going to be using the references we will be getting. And I'm sure you already figured out how to do it. It's just demonstrating you how to apply it. So I'm already seeing the helper. I'm using those trees and maybe even that silo behind me, because at some point I won't be seeing the helper here. So I'm using that silo, I'm making sure that my height is correct. Now if I need to back up a little bit or readjust, I will. Maybe a little bit forward. Go. Shoot to her sweet time. That's when you want to maybe reduce the amount of time. But anyway, I find it 3 seconds to be better. Now I'm just raising the collective. Now I'm way above 50 feet. I have other obstacles here. So there you go. Now I'm sure I'm not gonna hit anything, like there's a fence there. So there you go. And remember, it was a heavy load. So I'm just gonna go. Now I forgot where I placed that helper. I believe it was there. Okay, let's fly a little bit first. So when flying, of course, you want to make sure you don't get lower than 50 feet or 15 meters. And you also need to take into consideration the size of the load. That's where you should be delivering the load. And when flying, like for example here there are trees, you have to take this into consideration too. If you were in a place like a disaster scene, maybe there are buildings around the forest, there will be trees and all, so you need to take all those things into consideration. And of course, when I'm doing those maneuvers here, I can feel it and you will feel it too. Of course, here it's just for demonstration purposes, we won't be flying like this, but you feel that, you know, the load is being, how to say this, swinging under you. So yeah, but most importantly, pay attention to your altitude, airspeed. Don't enter both extreme state because you have a heavy load under you. I did not say that at the beginning, but needless to say, you have to be proficient flying helicopters to attempt those kind of operations. I did one for crop dusting. Now I'm doing one for sling loading. It's once you are a proficient pilot and you want to take it a step further. That's when you start doing those kind of operations. Except that here I can't see the helper, now I see her. I will be using that silo, the right side of the silo, and the trees also as a guide. I'm at 100 feet, still trying to get a little bit lower and slower. Now I don't want to be at 50 feet before I'm over her. Still looking at the ground under me, and now I'm guessing I should be over her. So slowly, there you go, released. And then I still have the sling and hook under me, so I raise my collective, gain altitude. That's out of ground effect hovering that I'm doing. Don't enter both extreme state, don't do stupid things. You are an advanced pilot by now, so there you go. Easy cheesy. Okay, easy cheesy, I mean, you need to practice, and then you rinse and repeat. You can put 3, 4, 5, many loads, you can put different types of loads. And yeah, very interesting. And as you can see, even if I was unable to kind of look down and see where the hook is, where the load is, I'm still able to do sling load operations. So now let's say you've finished your missions, you've delivered all the loads. Now you're heading back to your headquarters or farm or FOB, wherever it is, your base. Of course, you can't detach the other sling while in flight, so you have to land with it. And I will show you how to detach it in case you no longer want to do sling loading operations. You want to do something else. I think I already showed it, but just for the sake of completion, I'll show you again. So the same thing here, as long as the dolly is in front of me, I can't kind of lower onto it because it's not under me. There you go. Now I will shut down the helicopter after okay, and I will stabilize my track IR here. Okay, so let me show you from external view. Okay, this is how it will look. Now why it's doing this is because the rope don't kind of twist like a real rope. It will always be straight like this, but don't panic, that's how it is. You just come to plug in AlpineHSoist, helicopter configuration, edit, and by the way you can save those configuration, but if you save, look at the message here. Only the sling and loads are saved, the cargo hook is not. So here it will only save the sling and the load here is the ballast, or ballast, however it's pronounced. It's not going to be saving this one. Okay, so what you need to do is just click. I just click on the rope. It will remove everything. There we go. Now if you want to do other activities, you can go on with your activities. And of course, if you want to delete all the sceneries in place, plug in AlpineHSoist, scenery configuration, delete all objects. So already you are seeing the drum here and you are seeing the helper there. Delete all objects. Do you really want to delete? Yes, they are gone. And if I want to load, I will come here, test. Remember we named it test. Load selected scenery. There you are. Fuels I placed and everything I placed, load and everything. Okay, so you can create multiple scenarios like this, and once again, very nice plugin, completely free. And I haven't said probably the most another very interesting feature. It is replay compatible. That is all the thing you have done with your sling loads and everything. When you watch the replay, it will kind of show you exactly what you did. And the only thing you're not going to hear is when the helper will say hook released, and if you have the guidance, vertical and lateral guidance, and you won't hear this. But otherwise, all the operations you will see them during the replay. So I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.